Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to another episode of Becoming a Wild Rift Expert. And this is it. This is the grand finals of the Wild Rift Icons. If you don't want it to get spoiled, then leave the video right now because it was a banger series. Well, I'm saying banger, but I'm gonna spoil it now. Nova absolutely demolished J-Team, and I'm still saying banger because it's just phenomenal to see how a team like J-Team, J-Team, this is an incredible, unbeatable team up until now, gets smashed by Nova. And the game that I'm about to show you guys today was super duper close. This was their closest game in the series. So, first of all, let's just zoom into their compositions real quick. Like, how is each team gonna play? Because this is important, right? Like, before you get into a game, you actually have to look at the enemy composition and dissect, okay, what are their win conditions? What do they want to do? Then you have to look at your composition as well. So first of all, let's look at J-Team. Renekton, early game aggression. Camille, late game and catching out potential with that Hextech ultimatum, right? Like, she can catch out an enemy, and Renekton is a champion that's very good at following up. Next up, Jace. Very strong early game, and the only thing he has in the late game is poking, but early game presence. Next up is Karma. Karma is pretty much always good. Well, stronger in the early game than in the late game, but still, like, Karma is always good, and her shielding allows her teammates to get bonus movement speed, and like pretty much like Karma is just insane. Like, she's just super good. Next up is Galio. Also great engage and great follow-up. When Camille goes in, Galio follows up with his ultimate. So J-Team, very strong early game, and here we can see it being played out. Very strong early game. Turret diving already, securing the first blood and securing a 1000 gold lead. Before I keep talking, this is huge. J-Team pushes the wave under the turret of Nova Esports, and as you can see in the bottom right corner right now, that is a massive wave. But even though Nova is behind by 1000 gold, they were still able to minimize their losses. The reason is because Nyan on the Corki was actually able to rotate to the bot lane, make sure that Remake could go right back to his turret and take those minions. Because Remake was sitting on like 1 HP, so if Nyan didn't rotate there, it would have been disastrous for Nova. Disastrous. Like, it's already kind of bad for Nova, but it would have been absolutely disastrous for Nova if that would have happened. So very well played by Nova, regardless of them losing that trade. So yeah, J-Team strong early game, great catching out potential, good engage, but weak late game. Now let's look at the opposite team, which is Nova Esports. Riven. Pretty good early game, but not amazing. Very strong mid game, and also pretty decent late game. Just a very good sustain champion. Sustain, that is a very important word. Next up, Jax. And Jax is that one champion that sucks early game and just absolutely becomes an animal, a beast in the late game. Also a sustain champion. Next up is Corki. And even though Corki has packages during objectives, he's actually very weak early game and also a sustain damage late game champion. Next up is Orianna. You know what I'm about to say. Sustain damage late game champion. So early game aggression. Oh, and then of course you have the Alistar, who's going to be a tank and also a good engage. But you have this early game aggressive composition by J-Team, and also this late game catching out composition against this late game scaling composition of Nova Esports. So keep this in your mind and actually look at how both these teams play, because it's so important to, know this and then see how these teams play. And then a lot of different things are going to make much more sense. You'll see, like, everything makes more sense when you know this kinds of stuff. And I want you guys to apply this in your ranked games as well, right? Like, don't just play the game. Actually look at your composition, actually look at the enemy composition and decide, okay, how do we win the game? What are our win conditions? What are the enemy's win conditions? And then decide, like, okay, should we go for this objective? Should we fight or should we shake hands, right? Like, should we actually try to contest or should we try to give away an objective and take the other one? So if you look at this game, Nova, it depends for them, right? Because they have a Corki. If Corki has a package, they can actually fight, possibly. It's hard, but possibly. If they don't have a package, they always want to shake hands. Like, whatever J-Team does, Nova wants to do the opposite. So if J-Team does the Rift Herald, Nova does Dragon. If J-Team does Dragon, Nova does Rift Herald. Or they take a turret. They never want to contest. So that's the mindset that Nova Esports has right now. Very important to know. So both teams, even though J-Team is ahead by 1000 gold, both teams have similar items completed, right? Like, both teams have 3 items completed, and I would say they're, you know, item-wise, they're both as strong as each other, but obviously champion-wise, no. J-Team is much stronger. So J-Team knows they are stronger. They know. Let's actually see what they do. J-Team seems to have interest in the Rift Herald, but they don't want to give away the dragon either. You can see J-Team is trying to get both. You know, J-Team knows they have early game damage, so they know they can actually try to push Nova and not allow them to get the dragon. So you can see J-Team is actually even looking for a turret. I don't like that they're looking for a turret as well, because that, you know, that's Dawn. That's the Renekton that is taking the turret. And they abandoned the Rift Herald as well, so they're trying to look for a bit too much. You can see Nova is just hard focused on this dragon. They really want to try to take this dragon. Nyan's package just ran out, by the way, which is the Corki, which is really horrible for Nova. So J-Team could really gas here, right? Like, they could apply the pressure, and it seems like they're trying to get the Rift Herald. It's only Cherry on the Rift Herald, which is the jungler, and then it's going to be a 4 versus 4 to the dragon. But Long knows this. He already took the dragon. He already secured the dragon. This is pretty good for Nova, but now Nova has to try and get away. What is gonna happen? Nova took the dragon, but at what cost? J-Team is not gonna allow them to just get away with this dragon, right? They're gonna put that Rift Herald in the mid lane. They're gonna push the mid lane turret. They're gonna put 3 champions in the bot lane. They're gonna push that bot lane turret. J-Team is just applying pressure like crazy, making sure Nova really gets punished for taking that dragon. And you can see it in the experience graph as well. That's 3 champions from J-Team sitting on top of the experience graph. This is perfect from J-Team. Although I'm talking, that is a kill over too long, and it's 350 gold, which is not as much as a massive shutdown. That is dangerous, man. That is dangerous. You do not want to give a single kill away to Long, because that is the one champion that is probably gonna carry the late game if it happens. So I want to put attention on something else, by the way, which is Remake's build. He actually went for the Archangel Staff. He didn't even bother going for a Luden's Echo, which honestly I find a bit interesting. Interesting as in not good, not bad, because sure, if he gets the Seraph's Embrace, he skills into the late game. Sure, the Seraph's Embrace gives him the shield, but he's really gonna lack damage. You know, as opposed to Barry on that Luden's Echo Karma, he's not even gonna deal half her damage with that build. He's not even gonna deal half her damage. So the question is, can you really afford going for that? Like, can you really afford giving Barry such a massive advantage? And Barry is also ahead by 2,000 gold, guys. That is the big thing that's happening for J-Team right now. Barry on that Karma is much, much stronger than Remake on that Orianna. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they play it out. You can see Barry is just being hyper aggressive, constantly poking out Remake. But honestly, Nova is fine with this. You know, even though they're behind, as I said, they are that late game scaling composition. And as I'm saying, fine, they did lose 3 turrets, and they don't have a single turret. So even though they do scale into the late game, losing 3 turrets is horrible, because it essentially takes away a lot of playground for you. You can't really play around that tier 1 turret of you anymore, because you don't have a turret to run away to anymore, right? J-Team, on the other hand, they can always run away to their tier 1 turret, but Nova cannot do that anymore now. So like, even Nyan is taking a risk right now by being in the bot lane right there, because he doesn't have his turret anymore. So that is the problem Nova is going to have, and it gives an advantage to J-Team. J-Team can apply a lot of pressure to Nova right now by ganking, by invading. They have to invade, by the way, but you just can't give long jungle. You can't give long jungle camps, because even though Nova is on the back foot right now, Long is still sitting on 6,700 gold. He's still keeping up. He's actually ahead of Cherry. So that is the one big danger Nova has that J-Team needs to shut down. Like, you can shut down everyone. If you don't shut down Long, it's gonna be a problem for you. And Long actually goes for a Death Stance as well, which is also a later game item. Like, sure, it's decent now, but it's really not gonna help him much, but it's gonna help him a lot in the late game. A lot. It's just infinite value. Long even skipped his boots just to get that second item. So, and you can see him, all he's doing is just farming. He's not ganking, he's not doing anything. He picked up that kill on Cherry earlier on, right? But that was just a catch. That was a lucky catch. Cherry made a mistake, and of course Long capitalized on it. Here you can see it. Nova just chilling, you know, just chilling, farming as much as they can, not going too aggressive. I mean, look at that damage by Barry. Look at that crazy damage. He's just chunking down Nova like crazy. And I want to see J-Team invade here. Like, I wanted to see J-Team invade. Instead, they're doing the Rift Herald, which is also good, you know. J-Team has to have proactive play. As I said, invading, killing, taking objectives. They're taking the Rift Herald now, which is great. Because the Rift Herald is going to allow them to take yet another turret, very likely. Just keep taking those objectives. Keep extending your lead. I would still say J-Team is not doing as much of a good job as they can. Oh, that should be a catch on Nyan, right? J-Team, both of them are rotating. They're trying to catch Nyan. They're looking for the bushes. They actually didn't catch Nyan, and he's backboarding. No way. He went out. He escaped. That is... Oh, that sucks for J-Team. That is the problem you have as Nova, right? Like, when you overextend like that, you're gonna get caught. But Nyan does... somehow, some way gets out. And Nyan actually picked up a package. So his timer is ticking. His 60-second timer is ticking and the dragon is spawning. This is the Infernal Dragon. This is massive, especially for Nova Esports. If Nova gets this, they pretty much secure their late game victory, because then that 5% damage buff as well on top of their late game composition gives no chance to J-Team. So J-Team doesn't want to give this away, right? They do have the Herald. J-Team can actually put the Herald in the mid lane now if they wanted to apply pressure to that mid lane turret. And there it is. They put it in the mid lane to apply pressure while fighting Nova as well. They still have a chance to win. Sorry, my nose is itching. So they put down the Rift Herald. They can now start off the dragon. Or actually Nova goes in. That's a beautiful engage by Nova. But Nova has no damage. Nova has no damage. It doesn't matter what they do. It's a good Corki package as well, but they don't have damage. Nova has no damage. They just can't finish off anyone. J-Team is getting those kills. J-Team got 2 kills, and oh my god, Barry on that Karma flashing over the wall. J-Team, this is what you have to do. This is the J-Team that we know. And there you go. They got the Infernal Dragon. They nearly got the mid lane turret. They pushed the minions in the bot lane turret, and they're sitting on a 5,000 gold lead. This is the playstyle J-Team needed. This is exactly what they had to do, and it's really nice to see them finally do it. And as you look into the replay, let's actually see what happened. Because Nova, it's not that Nova made a mistake. Nova actually had a good engage. Remake is sitting over the wall. Look, Long goes in with a good engage. And then Yami goes in, Remake with a 3-man Orianna ultimate. Yizhe knocks up everyone, but it's not enough. Even the Corki package, it's all not enough. Because Nova just doesn't have those early game champions. They can't beat out J-Team's composition yet. They just can't fight like this. Honestly, what I would have loved to see is actually just Nova giving away the dragon. And while I'm talking, J-Team is getting more and more. J-Team is taking the mid lane turret, not fully yet, but they're applying pressure. Very likely they're gonna take the mid lane. They're actually just taking the bot lane turret. Like, if they're not in the mid lane, they're gonna be in the bot lane. And man, Nova's not gonna be able to defend that mid lane turret either. This is crazy. J-Team is ahead by 7,000 gold right now, and it's gonna be extended even further by taking that mid lane turret too. It's a full 7,000 gold lead. Just crazy, crazy. Very well played by J-Team, and Nova is struggling a lot right now. And yeah, there it is. This is it, J-Team. Also taking away the blue jungle. Nova is crying right now. But Dawn seems to be crying as well as he gets caught out by Long. You don't want to die. You don't want to die. That's the one thing for J-Team. You don't want to die. And Dawn runs away, but the rest of his team gets killed. DY falls. Cherry falls. This is horrible for J-Team. Because not only the champions fall, the turrets fall as well. That's a turret for Nova as well. That's gonna be like another 1,000 gold in the pockets of Nova. And do you guys remember when I said that it was a 7,000 gold lead? Let's just wait for a few seconds, because this is yet another turret for Nova Esports. It's from 7,000 gold to 4,000 gold, and it keeps going. Long is taking away the red buff as well. So that's what is it? 4,000? It's 4,000 gold now. It's actually below 4,000 gold. The gold lead is below 4,000 gold now, from 7,000 to below 4,000 gold. So Nova Esports just caught up on 3,000 gold in their deficit just by making this one play, by catching out Dawn, baiting J-Team into fully engaging, getting 2 kills, 2 turrets, and taking away the red buff. That's 3,000 gold in the pockets of Nova, and it's horrible for J-Team. This right here was just absolutely horrible for J-Team. Even though J-Team is ahead, their snowball just got cut in half. Literally, the snowball got cut in half. They were snowballing this game, which is exactly how their composition had to play in this game. But the snowball just got cut in half. Ooh, and it's another engage by Nova Esports, but you can't kill DY. Especially with a stone plate, you can't. A champion that you can kill is Dawn, however, but even Dawn gets out alive. And that's a Hextech ultimatum on Yami that... Well, he just pushes him away, but he still dies. Good catch by J-Team, but Long, look at this Jax. He's doing so much for his team. And he uses the best enchantment in the game, which is the Stasis Enchant. I'm gonna ask you guys a question about that one later on in this video, but Nova Esports comes out of this. This is yet again a win for Nova Esports. Even though this was a one-for-one trade, this is a win for Nova Esports for the obvious reason that their composition skills better into the late game. So I want to ask you guys to test your knowledge of the day. If you actually look at the enchantments, 7 out of 10 enchantments are stasis enchants. Supports don't really build stasis enchants. So 7 out of 8 enchantments for non-support champions are stasis enchants. Why? Why is this enchantment so unbelievably broken, especially in competitive? You know, we all know stasis is good to like save you from ignite or like, you know, keep you alive for just a bit longer. But why is it so broken? There's like a few more reasons to it why it is so unbelievably broken, and it's gonna change your mind about this rune, about this enchantment as well. Put it in the comments, test your knowledge, pause the video right now, because I'm gonna reveal it in a few seconds. So, why is stasis so unbelievably broken right now? Sorry. So it makes you invincible for 3 seconds. So besides the fact that that is really good, there's more reasons for it. So let's say, let's give you an example. Dawn goes in on the Renekton. He does all his damage, he uses his ultimate, he stuns people, he does everything, and then he gets chunked down to 10% health, so Nova nearly killed him, boom, stasis enchant. So Nova has a choice. We either wait 3 seconds, take a lot of damage from J-Team and try to kill Dawn, or we run away. Both of these situations are a massive win for the Renekton. That's just an example, but let's just take a look at this fight now. Insane poking by J-Team. That is the one thing Pan can do in the late game on the Jace, which is poke, right? Like the empowered first ability does great poking. But as I said, the stasis enchants come in clutch. Like you can bait enemies so far into your team, you know, they'll think like, we can finally kill Nyan on the Corki, for example, and then boom, he uses a stasis enchant last second, and then you see yourself in the middle of the enemy team without getting a kill. But right there, here you see it again, stasis enchant. You see that? Cherry goes in, he catches Remake, Remake just uses stasis enchant, and he's alive. Still worthy for J-Team, because the Hextech ultimatum for Camille is going to be up in a few seconds, in like 30 seconds or something, but the stasis enchant for Remake is not. But let's take a look at this fight. Good fight by J-Team. Great poking. Yet again, this is exactly how J-Team needs to fight this. So Nova Esports is forced to go back. Package is waiting in their base, and it seems like J-Team is rushing this Elder, but they don't really have enough damage to rush it. I mean, only Cherry is trying to do it. Perhaps if all of them would have been on board, maybe they could have rushed it down, but not all of them were on board. And now Nyan comes with the Corki package, guys. This is not looking too good for J-Team, because Corki has a package, Long is full HP, Elder Dragon is at a low amount of HP. Meanwhile, Dawn and Yeezy are fighting on the top side of the map. But that's a beautiful engage by DY. Beautiful engage. And this is looking very good for J-Team. Remake is dead. The Orianna is dead. Yami is super low. Nyan is super low as well, but look at Long, look at the Jax securing a double kill in the backline, and it's the teleport from Yeezy as well, coming through with the Riven, and this is all Long's fight right now. No one is going to be able to kill the Jax, no one is going to be able to kill the Riven. These are the 2 sustain damage champions from Nova Esports that were allowed to scale into the late game and that J-Team just cannot deal with anymore. And right now, Nova Esports is going to take the Elder Mountain Dragon, and honestly, I would say this is it for J-Team. Like, I see absolutely no way for J-Team to win this. Unless DY miraculously steals away this dragon, I honestly don't see any way that J-Team can win this anymore. Because you're up against this late game composition. You know, the Jax and the Riven and the Orianna and the Corki. And now they have an Elder Dragon which deals true damage. And it's an Elder Mountain as well, which is going to make them tankier too. I don't see a way. Like, Jace's poking is going to be negated by the shield, and it's just I don't see a way, honestly. And as we look into the replay again, like, let's just see what happened. So Let's focus on Long this time. Put your eyes on Long, which is the Jax. Besides the fact of this, look at Long, look at Long, look at Long. The Jax. What is he doing? He goes on the backline. Look at him. He kills Dawn. Actually, he kills Pan. Then he kills Dawn. I'm not looking anywhere else. Just looking at Long, the Jax. Then Yizhe, the Riven, teleports to him, and both of them clean up. It doesn't matter who got killed for their team. You know, it doesn't matter what happened on the opposite side of the map. These are the sustained damage champions. These are the champions that can carry those longer fights. So very, very well played by Nova. Perhaps not the right focus by J-Team, because J-Team should have probably focused Long. Because if you don't kill Long, you're going to lose the fight. Like, you're just going to lose the fight. He's going to sustain. He's going to get his Jax stacks up. You know, the passive of Jax, which gives him attack speed. Then he's going to use his ultimate, and Conqueror is stacking up. You're just not going to win that anymore. Right here, you know, Cherry is trying to fight Yizhe, but you just can't. Like, the true damage is too much. The late game composition is too much. And I mean, look at Long. He's coming in with a double buff. Third ability. He still has his ultimate. Elder Dragon. Long is never going to die. Like, this turret is nothing for him as well. You can see he just used his ultimate, but it just doesn't matter. Like, Yami is tanking the turret. It's tanking for a very long time. Yami is going to fall, yeah. But it just doesn't matter. Like, you can't deal with this comp of Nova in the late game anymore. I mean, look at this. They're even diving the inhibitor turret. Look at this. They get a kill and they survive because of the stasis and chance as well. And there you see it. This is the comeback for Nova Esports. Nova is sitting on a 4,000 gold lead now, getting it up to 5,000, taking the bot lane inhibitor, taking the mid lane inhibitor, and taking the game as well. Dawn cannot do anything anymore. And from a game that was seemingly easy win for J-Team, 7,000 gold ahead, Nova just took it for themselves. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.